Alright, guys. So I'm going to be doing a comic review, and this is Transformers Unicron. This is, for a little backup, actually there's a lot of reference in here, and I'm going to have to talk about that. This was the end of the original continuity for the IDW Transformers before it got rebooted and came out. So I figured since the end is nigh, literally, for Transformers for IDW at the end of this year, it's depressing, I figured I'd talk about the first end for Transformers. So Transformers Unicron was the arrival of Unicron in IDW finally. And you have to understand that there was a lot to unpack here, because this book is literally like supposed to tie in and I do stress everything about the series. Like, it is literally just like, you have to understand that, like, at this point we had G.I. Joe, ROM, the Visionaries, and Mask all in this continuity too, along with Action Man, and I feel like I'm forgetting one other, but, like, yeah, Action Man's here. All you miss is the goddamn Inhumanoids, right? IDW, why did we never get the Inhumanoids? And I don't think we'll ever get the Inhumanoids in a comic. Anyway, but this was basically that Unicron is on his way, and it's all hands on deck for stopping him from consuming all the worlds, all the colonies of Cybertron, which is now including Earth. So, our story is this is literally an epic. Like, this is the every sense of the word an epic. Like, I feel like John Barber, who's the writer of this comic, was like, he looked at Crisis on Infinite Earths and went, I can do that. I can do that with robots. And that's literally what this feels like, is Crisis on Infinite Earths, but with robots. Like, that's what I really feel like this is. And not to say that's a bad thing. Like, I don't think that's a takeaway in the slightest. I really do think that it's not like they're going into multiverses or anything. It just has that feel, because obviously world-ending being here on his way. So it just gave me that feel, and, like, it's all hands on deck, heroes and villains all together. It's a lot of fun. The artwork in here is actually, while it does fluctuate between two different people, I do think the artwork is consistent enough where it's like, oh, okay, nothing felt disruptive. And really, for a story this big, it really focuses... I mean, yeah, you have Windblade and Starscream and Soundwave as supporting in here, along with Pura Magna, who is... I could go into a whole thing with Pura Magna, but she's from the same Caminus, same as Windblade, and she's kind of lost her faith in the Primes, and we'll get into that, why that is, in a bit, because, again, there's a lot to unpack with this book. But the three characters it focuses on the most are Optimus, RC, and Bumblebee. That's really it. But Optimus at this point is kind of on the outs with Cybertron, because, okay, we got to talk about this. So Shockwave time traveled back to the past and became he called himself Onyx Prime, and tainted the line of the Primes, and also took over Maximals and Predacons and made them into one army, brought them to the future, where they were then taken over by Unicron and used as an army. And also the line of the Primes is now, like, it's tainted by Shockwave, who was essentially trying to make, like, some dark energon and poison Cybertron's well so it could be stronger and also be used as a bomb on Unicron. It's a whole thing. Also, if you're a Beast Wars fan, man, did the original IDW continuity tell you to go fuck yourself. Because this comic, like, I don't know what it was, but, like, I don't know if, like, John Barber and Chris Ryall and all the other writers over at IDW had a hatred for Beast Wars. And I like Beast Wars. That was my first Transformers show, as I'm sure most of you guys had it as well. But, like, that, this is just basically having, like, Rhinox is a villain, like, straight up villain. You also have, like, Optimus Primal and Megatron and, like, Beast Wars Megatron. They're all here And they're all, like, mindless villains, really. Like, they're all just here to be cannon fodder. There's that character. Oh, he's dead. Like, you get quick looks of, like, Depth Charge and Rampage and a few others. But if you're a Beast Wars fan, you're probably going to be a little stung by this, because it's pretty off-putting and kind of insulting. I mean, I do like what they're doing with the Beast Wars comics now, but it's kind of a little late to the party, IDW. Because the series is because I already know the series is ending by the end of the year, and you're not going to do anything with it. When it's kind of insulting that you did jack all the over 20 years you had the property, and you did jack all with Beast Wars, other than make them like cannon fodder and villains for the most part. Really, the only one you did the most with was with Rat Trap, and he was just kind of Starscream's yes man. Yeah. So, aside from that, this is really fun. Getting back on track, this is a lot of fun. It deals with, like, faith and, you know, that kind of humility. Because Optimus Prime himself has been kind of, like, hoisted by his own petard. Not by just what Shockwave did, but also, like, how Prime essentially... Like, Prime just Prime was, like... Prime was essentially... kind of like using the like old stories of the primes and all that to make a claim on Earth as the new Cybertronian colony, and also kind of like throwing his weight around and more or less using like the old stories to his advantage, kind of like a corrupt politician, but he was like doing it in the best intentions, so corrupt politician. And now that's kind of come to bite him in the ass, because now he's literally put a target on Earth for Unicron. Yeah. There is also... So, yeah, it's a nice story for Prime, but yeah, there is a lot of death in this book. Like, I am not even joking. There are some deaths that happen in this book that made me go, oh god. Like, literally, first issue, Wheeljack, gone. Sideswipe, gone. Omega Supreme, he's gone. Blur, gone. I'm just listing off a few, but like, yeah. Also, Megatron's not here because Megatron got left on another Earth to like lead a group of. Like, he got left in the Mirror Universe after he became an Autobot. That's a whole thing too. That is a whole other thing in and of itself. But yeah, so there is that. There's that story. The Primes. There's a lot of fun in here because of all the character interactions. Like you have, again, G.I. Joe, Rom, all these characters, they're all here, but this is, like, yeah, they're here, but they don't play, like, a major role. Outside of Rom, really, Rom does, out of all the other non-Transformer characters, he plays the biggest role. But you do have, like, other ones, because this was also coming off the event of a few ones of when the Transformers went to war with Prismos, and also the Space Knights in a previous one. And then before that, there was an event of G.I. Joe invading Cybertron. So there was a lot that happened in here. You also have... a few other things, like Galvatron's not here, he's gone. You also have Bludgeon, who plays a bigger role, which, yeah, a lot of people forget how scary Bludgeon is as a Decepticon. And, yeah, there is some wonderful artwork, and really good, some really great character back and forths. Like, there's this one moment where Starscream and Skywarp are reunited and they're flying. Because Skywarp, and it's a whole thing, he joined G.I. Joe and stayed on Earth, while Thundercracker stayed on Earth to be a screenwriter for movies. That's a whole thing, yeah. But, basically, Skywarp and Starscream are, like, reunited. They're flying towards Unicron. He's like, you know, it's just us, man. Like, Skywarp's like, it's just us, man. Like, there's no Acid Storm, no Dirge, no, they're all dead, man. Like, it's just you and me. And then Skywarp adds, well, at least it's not Thundercracker comes in, he's like, hey, guys! And Skywarp's like, god damn it, you. So... he's like, oh man, it's like the three amigos back together. the three caballeros, and he's like, shut up, man. I will fucking kill you before Unicron does. Yeah. Thundercracker in the IDW comics is best boy. To the IDW fandom, like IDW Thundercracker is known as best boy, and there's a good reason for that. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes. So in this story, there is a lot of, like I said, death, but there's a lot of hope too. Like, it does get a little demoralizing, but at the same time, I think this is very well paced for being a 6-issue book. But this is a pretty big boy. Like, this is a hefty boy, and this comic is, it really does feel like a great swan song to the previous IDW continuity. Yeah, it's... oh yeah, I forgot the Micronauts are here too. I literally forgot the Micronauts. I think Hasbro forgot the Micronauts too, to be fair. But yeah, this is a great swan song and a final conclusion to the original IDW continuity, and it's a lot of fun. It's just really good. It's a great send-off. I think there is some great character stuff, but I will say they do something with Unicron that's a little... I'm not going to spoil the ending, but they do something... Unicron is a lot different. He's not Cybertronian per se. There's a lot to that, and like that might rub some people the wrong way with how they redo Unicron in this continuity. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That is pretty much my review of Transformers Unicron. If you've read it, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of it. And other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.